Greetings, everyone. We are on our main free-to-play account here, pushing towards 30K in free-to-play gems. And we're going to try to get a little bit closer to that via a Dominaria draft. We're just on the cusp of having the gold to do it for free, but we don't have it yet. We're going to pay the $750 this time. And I'm loving the format being back. It's kind of like our cube here on Arena. Having Dominaria back, one of my favorites. I usually end up in Sultai Grind, although we just finished a red-blue wizard deck that was pretty good. Went 6-3 with it, lost in the quote finals. But here we're gonna go in again and see what kind of deck we end up with. Probably not gonna be Boros, but probably gonna be Sultai. But I just love it. I love the gameplay. The draft's maybe a little bit less interesting because of my leanings, but I love how it plays out. And I love how it plays out when I buy my physical Magic gear at Card Kingdom, because I get exactly what I'm expecting, and I get it at or better condition than indicated. I get it quickly, and I get it well packaged. There's always something nice in the box along with it, some cool token. If there's anything wrong with their order, they're going to take care of you. They have among the best buy prices in the industry, and some of the best inventory in the industry. So if you want a one-stop physical Magic shop, cardkingdom.com is a great place to find it. And if you go through my affiliate link down below in the panels, you can let them know that you support limited resources. I hope you support limited resources, but I let them know you support Going Optimal as well via the affiliate link. Thank you, Card Kingdom. Let's jump in. Well, Conjecture is following us around. It's what I opened on with the wizard deck we just played, and it's what I'm going to open on here because it is absurd and is exactly what I want to be doing in this format, which is abusing recursive value engines. Much better than something like Danitha. Danitha and Pegasus are where you want to be if you're going to end up in an aggro white deck, but I just don't want to be aggro white here. And there's no real other good blue card. Snapper is the type of card that wheels when with bots, and we're going to take Conjecture and try to make it work. So here we go. Here's another Time of Ice, and this is a type of spot, it seems like, where maybe some other drafters would just jump on this Time of Ice and be super thrilled. Not me. I'm on Cloud Reader Sphinx here. I only really like Time of Ice in the aggro deck, and it's not really where I want to be with Mirari Conjecture anyway. I'm going to take Cloud Reader. Not really. Like, if you're truly getting beaten down, Funky, I find what this does is it does buy you some time, but at the cost of a card. I think against aggro, it plays out more like a life gain spell. It does cost him some mana. I don't deny that. But I don't like it over Sphinx. I don't know. Ask Ben S this one. Like, I'm all about the Sphinx in this pack. It sounds like Deathsea and Mobius might be on Time of Ice based on their stack ranks that I've seen, their tier list. But I'm all about reading some clouds myself. Looks like there's an aggro wizard deck. Here's an aggro wizard we did not get for our deck. That would have helped a lot. We could take one now. We can bank into black for Dark Bargain or Death Bloom. We can pick up a Chronicler. Yeah, 5/5 drop start. Not exactly where we want to be, but this is a 4-drop if we're doing it right. Man, it might just be correct to be taking a Death Bloom or Dark Bargain here, but I'm going to stick with the single color and take the Journey Mage. And on that single color front, we'll take a Blink here. Continue cutting good blue from going downstream and hopefully setting us up for a nice return pack. All right, Memorial to Genius continues to keep us open. Grow from the Ashes, though, is a pretty tempting place to dip into a second color. I'm not into the freeze. It's okay. I don't think it's very... I would definitely take Memorial over freeze. So to me, it's Memorial versus Grow. Haven't really done much polling on this format because I feel so frankly feel so set in my ways on it. But I will pull this one because I think it's a little bit interesting. We'll call it Memorial or Grow. I think those are the only realistic choices here. And if you want the deep freeze, I get it, but it's just not the removal I want in the format. Freeze is okay. It's fine, but Memorial's like, it's a free spell. It's a land spell. I love land spells. But I love Kick and Grows too, so, you know. Yeah, pretty close. But I'll go with the Memorial. We'll stay blue. All right, Fiery Intervention is enough better than Arcanist that I might go that direction, but Arcanist is playable, and it's an early drop. This is another 5. At least Arcanist we can play on 2. Yeah, I'm going to take Arcanist. Here's a Deep Freeze I could take, but this is where I like Soul Salvage significantly better. I'm going to take Soul Salvage over Deep Freeze for first non-blue card. Maybe we'll play a Blood Tallow. Yeah, Freeze is not unplayable. It's just not a high priority for me. I'll take it if they come late. Phantom. We'll take a Fury. Maybe we still end up red-blue here. Funny. Another shot at a Time of Ice, another shot at a Deep Freeze, but here's an Eviscerate we could take to lead off hedging towards black-blue. Probably wheeling Acolyte and or Deep Freeze. We could take Gems. Sulphur Falls playable gems. But yeah, we'll go for the deck pick. Take the Eviscerate. Here's another Bouncer. No gems to be had there. Probably just Death Bloom here. Gives us something at 3. We're very bad at our low end right now, so want to take lows over this Journey Mage. Take low drops. Skin Witch gives us something to do on 2 if we're desperate, but it gives us something to do on 6 if we're happy. Syncopate, but I'd rather Blinkopate. Maybe we'll wheel the Syncopate. I'm going to take a Scholar here. Try not to play it, but we will if we have to. Yeah, Dark Bargain. Just need low drops, and then it's going to be good. Yeah, we just did Wizards. Bargain's not really a signal with the way these bots draft. You know, but it's coming together now. Take a Windgrace over an Opt. Another Snapper. Maybe we'll pick up a... Right now, we don't really have that closing power, so if we do have a... we do find one of those flight auras, we'll take one to put on a Snapper. Yeah, very top heavy. We want to find some low stuff in the next pack. Prioritize. Perfect card would be -2/-2 removal. Well, taking an Icy, I guess, over Karn. Only have one Karn, so we're not we're not close to getting collection value out of Karn. We could take it just to build collection. We could pass Karn. You like Karn over Icy? Why? Oh no, sorry, this is a different Karn. Yeah, no, the Karn is real good. Wow, I'm glad I read. I was thinking of the other Karn. This is actually just good. Yeah, sorry. There's multiple Karns in Standard, and so I was thinking of the other Karn that's actually not particularly playable from War of the Spark, but Karn here is just good. It is close, but I might take Karn. I'll take the Mythic. And here's the Vicious Offering I was saying I really wanted to see. So this is great. Take a Vicious Offering over another big drop. Take gems / collection building there. We don't have any of these though, so it would just be collection building. Whereas Divination, still not quite the early action we're looking for, but we're still low on 3s even. Like we don't, not playing Soul Salvage. So this is easy div or Deep Freeze. We could take a Deep Freeze, but no, we want Divination. We've got some removal. Another Vicious Offering versus Urgos pick, but I'm going to be as grown up as I can be. Man, I really want an Urgoros, but we got to take another Vicious Offering. Yeah, we would have had a fine red-blue deck as well, but I like where this deck is headed. Yeah, that's nice. Rona. Another Skin Witch over an Evangel for sure. And now we have a late game Soul Salvage or another early drop we could run. This is interesting. Second Soul Salvage or second Arcanist to help with our 2s. Right now, though, I think we've solidified our 2s. We're not going to play this Rescue. We're also not going to play this Blood Tallow on the play. Or, Syncopate's a fine 2 as well. I think we can go for second Soul Salvage. Let's make we have the creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Our creatures are pretty bad. I think that makes me want to Arcanist. Yeah, Candle's decent with... I will Ugg at the homie. This is just a medium card at best. At best! Although the UR Wizards deck would not have the Cinderwind. Well, that's the question. Is it really that good? No, I'm going to take the Soul Salvage. I don't think a second... Okay, we'll take an Omnivore here. Omnivore is obviously at best with a lot of token making, but it's fine with its threat of activation, and I like it over a Befuddle here. Now we take an Evangel and see about whether or not we need to play it. I don't think we do. Yes, this Hill Giant I like. This Hill Giant is worse. It's worse. I don't think I'm taking a Befuddle to have that option. Here's another Soul Salvage. So now it makes me wish we had at least an Arcanist as an option. We're not playing 3. Yeah, we didn't find a single Flight Aura. And I still like an Omnivore over a Confessor. Divest we may have to play. I don't know. Another 20. Do not like this deck a lot, but it's not awful. Just don't love it. Here, let me adjust this stuff. Like this. At least we have some cuts to make. I'm gonna set this up. I'm going to take a quick bio break and let you all consider our cuts. Is this conjecture even playable? Do we have the density of sorceries and instants, etc.? Yeah, I'll put this in and you can think about that as well. And I think that's, I mean, I'll leave one Evangel in, but we'll make the cuts when I get back. Thank you for hanging, and we'll be right back to finish the draft and start playing. Hey, everybody. All right, let's make some cuts. First, let me look at these numbers. 16, 16, so we can cut a bunch of spells, ideally. But we have some creature cuts, too. I think we cut Coldwater Snapper. We're going to leave in... Let's see, what triggers Phantom? Candle, Rona, Karn, Mirari. Candle, Karn, Mirari. 4. I'm trying to decide if Phantom at 5/4 possible recursion is better than a second Snapper. Well, keep in mind that we have Dark Bargain and we're Explorer, although I think I might want to cut that. We have Explorer, Bargain, and Acolyte all self-milling. And it is decent with self-mill, but only if you really have the tools to then kick it into high gear. Yeah, we probably just want to cut it. We have Skin Witches at 6 that we really want to do at 6. These we really want at 4. This is likely to be a 4. Maybe not likely. We've got Witches, Arcanist, Scholar that all make that cheaper. Cut Befuddle. Cut Evangel, because we have this. Maybe we cut Divest in this one. We got 2 sorceries here. Got to make sure divination is a good sorcery. We're heavy on instants. We only have eviscerate and divination currently as sorceries for Mirari. That's a little bit of a problem. Yeah, Soul Salvage. The reason I didn't mention Soul Salvage is that it's such a late game card that we're unlikely to necessarily, like, it might not be ready for us when we conjecture is the thing, but maybe that's enough. And if we don't, then we're looking at something like Divest, which is not the best to get back and recast anyway, because frequently when you're bringing back the Divest to cast with Conjecture, their hand's empty. So I guess we'll just ride it on the Soul Salvage and hope. And now where were we at? We're at 13-14. Still think we need to cut some more creatures. I'm going to cut Homerid Explorer. And now we get into the tough part. We could play... We liked Candle because it works with... I mean, it somewhat works with Karn. Because it counts artifacts. But maybe we just let this go. I mean, it works with Rona. That was the other idea. But it's pretty clunky. We have 2 Vicious Offerings and a Retort and an Eviscerate and a couple of Blinks and a Journey Mage. So it's like we have some interaction. I get the combo, but I think we cut that. We could also cut 1 Soul Salvage. We really don't want Soul Salvage Flood here. Now, what's our worst spell? Are you saying, are you suggesting cutting Rona? Rona's not always amazing, but Rona's, we're definitely playing her. Offering's not our worst card. It's too important. It's what keeps us from getting run over by early aggro. I like having... We have a Divination and a Dark Bargain. You got to have your card draw in these grindy decks. We're not going to cut either of these. We're definitely, you know, maybe it is the Retort. It's nice to have 1 hard counter. We have Syncopate. Maybe it's Syncopate. Retort's going to be hard to cast, but we're looking to go long, and then it'll be... Like, we're looking to cast this when we have, like, 9 mana anyway, so... it's not a big deal if we don't cast that on 3. We have Desperation Blinks and Desperation Witches if we need to at 2. So I think it's probably Syncopate or Retort. I don't want to cut any more creatures. I'm done cutting creatures, and Scholar actually does make Journey Mage cheap. When you have 9 mana, Syncopate is better. No. When you have 9 mana, the 3 mana hard counter, nothing you can do about it, is way better than the 7 mana, maybe you can still do something about it. Or, you know what I mean? All right, I'll cut the Retort, and we'll see what we feel about it as we go, whether we wish that were a Retort or a Syncopate. But this looks all pretty reasonable. Dominaria. That's too spoilery. I want a different name. How about well, think about it. Give me a better name. I'll start playing and then we'll figure it out. Give me a better name though. There's got to be a better name than that. Something less spoilery but fun. Syncopate does have an exile clause that's not irrelevant in this format. Good call out, Protagos. Sure. Hopefully we just don't need to do anything early, but if we have to, we can blink and aggro start. Usually the times where I blink without kick is when they go like turn a 2-drop followed by an aura on the 2-drop or whatever, but hopefully we just get to ease on out to Karn here. Keep in mind with your name suggestions, I'm trying to be not spoilery so that somebody who sees the name of the deck on YouTube doesn't instantly know what we're up to with it. All right, one-time land. Come on. I want to get this hand going. Ugh. Brutal. Can't even offer that. All right, deck, you go ahead and be that way. I'm not sure I'm going to finish this draft, by the way, today. If we do poorly, yes, we'll finish. But if we pick up some wins, I may pause it a few games in and pick it up tomorrow. All right, we found our 4th land. They now have mana up. I'm kind of expecting to get countered here. Might just, I'm going to pass and try and Dark Bargain on their turn. They're not applying any pressure here. I'm not going to send anything into a counter spell on their turn when we have an instant that's good to play on their turn. And then we can get a Sphinx down if we find a land. And if they want to counter the Dark Bargain, that clears the way for us to Karn or whatever we want to do on our turn either way. Well, good thing we wanted land, because it's what we're getting. I didn't note a pause. I'm going to go for the Sphinx either way. Oh, there was a pause. They just chose to let it resolve. Well, they can counter this. Wow, what are they up to? Maybe it's a blink of an eye. Oh, yeah, sure. I'm in the wrong place in my overlay. I'll get that moved. There you go. Scrying. Both of those look sweet. We have the land we need now. We'll put... we're probably skin witching next turn anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But I suppose it's possible we would want a double offering, or... I just don't see a world where we're casting Deathbloom next turn, but I guess we have one offering. I guess I'll give us an opportunity to take some different things. To cast different things. Smells like a blink now that they have left all this mana up and didn't counter it. And it would be pretty good because we'd have to discard. Have to figure out what to discard if they blink us. Oh, they're just going to Shivan Fire it. Okay. Funky called it. It's possible they had counter magic and decided they were going to let this resolve to play the Cloud Reader instead. If we wanted to play around that, I like offering the Omnivore here. If it survives, it blocks for Karn. If it doesn't survive, if it gets countered, then we know we were right to protect the Skin Witch play. They keep pausing, so I'm just playing it careful here. Buckeye, I'm not sure yet. You might want to hold on that. I don't want you to do a lot of work that I'm not going to use. I would like to try to find a way to do a review, but I need to figure out a way that makes sense. Just trying to decide if we want to save it here or whether we just trade for the intervention and that's okay. Tech and Shaman just wants to take out the Scholar. That's a thing we can do as well. I mean, I don't value this too much. This isn't a great omnivore deck or anything. Yeah, let's, I'll go ahead and offer the Scholar. We know another offer is coming as well. That's part of why I'm doing this. We have a lot of tools coming up. We got more removal on the way. And this is going to let us get down Karn. Or we could just, we could kick the Witch. But I'm going to play Karn through a Skin Witch could get syncopated. Karn can't. So let's Karn while we can here.
I battle for the forces of good.
Usually this is where we get a land. We reveal a land and something and we get a land. Okay, well, I intend to try and figure out something that works for... Oh, we'll just go Death Bloom here. Now you can syncopate this. Go for it. I want to get that Skin Witch out. Continuing to show us instant speed stuff over there. Maybe it's just Blink. Oh, Trickster. Funny. Ignoring Karn isn't a bad plan. Ultimately, Karn's just kind of like card advantage, so if you feel like you've got that covered, you can ignore him. Well, if they've got the Syncopate, we're sure going to find out now, huh? I guess we could go 4 or 5. And actually, it's okay, because if they counter the Syncopate, we still have Vicious Offering and Blink. And if they don't, we get their last 2 cards. Wow. Glad we got that Inferno gone. Journey Mage gone. And I'm just going to draw... What do we want to do with Karn here? I'm going to draw.
This will aid us.
I'm going to get some value out of Karn. I feel like Karn just draws lands because you plus and draw land, and then nothing happens. I'm going to just take the Omnivore while I can get value there. And we'll say no attacks. We have good blocks. They're top decking, although they have a Genius to reload on. I'm kind of expecting that. Oh, wow. All right, so with Flame of Keld, they have to discard their hand. I kind of like sending back the Journey Mage here. Nice top deck, though. We had the right card for it, but funny.
Are you certain of your decision?
And, you know, I'm just going to offer an attack. Let's get him, try and get him dead here. Although they do have, well, we have an Eviscerate. Yeah, I'm going to do it because they have an Eviscerate. We have an Eviscerate. They're going to draw some cards, but all the more reason to, like, really apply some pressure while we can here. Oh, I could have bounced flame in response. Interesting. Yeah, this is fine, though. That was good, too. That would be funny. Might have been worth it just for the lulls on that play. I'll go with Wind Grace. Be more mana efficient. Would have liked that divination, but getting rid of the 2 lands wasn't bad. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get going, right? They're going to have... they went from nothing to 5 cards. But we have 6 cards, so, you know, and ours are deployed for the most part. Snapper's pretty good, pretty good. We have a flyer, though. That's nice. Keep looking for action here. As usual. Plus Karn, get a land. I don't think I've ever gotten anything but a land from plussing Karn, ever, in the history of the game of Magic. But Thallid Omnivore is pretty good in this spot. Allows us to threaten that Snapper. And yeah, we'll throw this out there. Still have lots of Omnivore activations and can maybe even threaten a double block that doesn't even involve the Omnivore. Omnivore starts to become an abyss of sorts, which is to say it threatens lethal if left unchecked, and so Oppo kind of has a forced block. Although they are playing blue and have some cards, so if they choose not to block the Omnivore, we have to sniff out possible bounce spells that would really wreck us for investing into a big Omnivore. Are we dead to it? I mean, we're at 11. We're not dead to it, right? Oh, right, because they have the doubling. I see what you mean. Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, not doubling, the +2. Yes, +2 gets there. We just have to tip the cap there if they kick the fight with fire. That would have actually just been funny, I think. Now we have a blink that we can go get, a genius we can play. Let's send everything. I'm gonna plus Karn again, though. Maybe I should just take the spell, though. Yeah, I'll just draw the spell. Thing is, obviously we can't use it now, but it might save one of our things. We might decide to blink one of our own cards. Yeah, we could blink the Witch. Karn is at 6 here. I can move my... I'll move to here for now since I have a Planeswalker out. I'm playing that. Yeah, I'm going to send everything. We may bounce our own Witch. Well, that's what we wanted to see, that they had to block there. What are we sacking? We could sack the Witch... But I still like potentially the blink play next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and sack the Scholar. This may be where they come up with the blink. If they had blink, I would have just let Omnivore through, although maybe they're just trying to say, yeah, you got to invest to kill the snapper, and then we bounce you. All right, well, with that, we're just going to sit tight on the blink. See what they've got. In that case, no, because I really liked the idea of having blink to protect our cards in hand. If the spell had not been as effective for protection in that spot and it was just some random dork or something, then yeah, sure. I'm certainly no expert in using Karn in Limited. I think this is the first time I've ever had this Karn. Well, I don't know. It's been a while. I played a lot of Dom back in the day, so who knows, but it feels like just drawing cards is better.
I'll make use of that later.
Generally, though, I just feel like I can't lose if I'm drawing extra cards every turn. So let me make sure we get our chance. I'm going to full control just to be sure. Wait, they can just replay it, right? Maybe that means it doesn't matter. Shouldn't matter anyway. We're still just winning, so I'm going to let him block. Yeah, they can flash it back in again, and right now we're winning anyway, so what does it matter? It's like, yeah, okay. We just had it. Okay. All right, so I'm going to play till about 1 today. That's another 50 minutes for those of you in different time zones or on YouTube. We'll see where we're at in about 50 minutes from now. Either we might be out of the event. We could take 3 quick losses at any point. But if we're nowhere near the end of the event in 50 minutes, I'm going to suspend for the day. But we'll take a check-in at that point. I'm going to keep this. We have a 3-drop we can already play. Any land gets us a dark bargain, which would help us find the blue. And Omnivore, pretty good with Thallid. Couple of sacks there. Yeah, Memorial's a good draw. Gets our first blue source down on a turn we had nothing else to do anyway. And now we get to start the curve out. No way they block here. We're just going to send in. Make one of our own. Try and save this for later when we get some graveyard value. We have a second Omnivore. I'm going to make this offer. We'll trade for Trick, or I guess the worst case here is Befuddle. Befuddle gives them a 2-for-1. But they use their whole turn on it. I don't love it if it's Befuddle, but I'm going to take the risk. Fungal Infection is another. I don't love it, but it was still mostly a 1-for-1. Helm of the Host is some trouble. But we'll keep Vicious Offering up and Blink up and Dark Bargain up. Helm Host is really tough to beat, but not impossible with double blink. If they kind of dump their hand, we could end up blinking it back and skin witching it. I'm going to make him spend here and then go for a Vicious Offering, I think. Although we could Dark Bargain. We could just let him have this. I'm going to let him have this in Dark Bargain if they don't do anything we need to do anything about. We'll save shenanigans for a future turn when we're a little more equipped mana-wise. No, I'm still going to Dark Bargain. We just may have to blink and Vicious next turn. What did they mill? Okay. We need to find some land or we're in deep trouble. Wow, okay, okay. How about Eviscerate and Soul Salvage, and then we get back the Sphinx eventually, or maybe we just take the Sphinx. If we ditch the Soul Salvage, it's like gone for good, and it's our only Soul Salvage. That's my concern there. Yeah, I'm going to take my spells. We'll get back to you, Sphinx. Sorry. Looks like we needed to do this anyway. Right now we're going to discard. We'll do that, and then maybe they'll be tempted into helming the Omnivore, and we can blink it. Nope. They're playing it super cautious with the helm. Understandable. And I'm going to no block it again. Take some damage. If we have to, we'll just eviscerate. We'll see what they do as a follow-up here, but we may need to blink something and then eviscerate. Maybe we can get them to self-mill themselves to death. There's their Soul Salvage. Some action went down there. Yeah, I'm gonna blink Acolyte. All right, some land. And then I'm going to eviscerate the Omnivore. No, I'm not worried about the life. This is a grindy matchup. The life total doesn't really matter. I'm actually working seriously towards potentially winning them via milling them out. But this helm is a real problem. We don't have an answer for it in blue-black other than to keep bouncing it. Let's just make an Omnivore here. It goes shields down, but only on, let's see, 4/5, only on a 2-drop they cast, or a 3-drop they cast, or one of these. So I'm not worried about the helm this turn, so we'll drop an Omnivore. Well, that's a 3-drop they could helm up. Now we kind of have to offer one and bounce the other, or else they just get endless slime feet. I guess they're trading saps for damage. I'm cool. It's a lot of damage. They got double, but we're still gonna block. Protoghost, what are you saying? I mean, we can't let him have endless slime feet, right? Not sure what your plan is. Oh, I see. Okay, well, I think we have to do what I was saying. Well, let's do this. Let's, kick this for the Thallid. And then maybe they'll try Helm on the other one, and we can bounce that. Yeah, they went for it. They've been super patient, but now we get them. And we have Syncopate maybe for the Acolyte. Have to do the math. We've got X of 4. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now they can pay the Syncopate cost, so that's not going to do anything. No, if you let him get to attack, then this triggers. We didn't want this to trigger. We couldn't let him attack, so there was no difference in letting it land on it or not. It would be disaster to let him attack first, because then they'd get another Slimefoot. So at 6 mana, unable to syncopate their Acolyte play anyway, we may be able to syncopate whatever they follow with. It would fizzle if I bounced. What would fizzle? Oh yeah, maybe. But the point is that it didn't matter. Is my point. There was nothing to be gained by waiting until combat that I can think of. If you've got something that I didn't get in my head, let me know. It happens a lot. But I'm going to say no attacks, and basically, while they get the Acolyte, we are set up to syncopate anything else they draw. And if we don't need to do that, we can crack the Memorial. Or they might just try and kick that and we can syncopate it. So yeah, let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it is pretty bleak trying to beat a Helm, but we're not dead yet. And they're at 17 cards. Like, yeah, we might just be able to mill them. We might. And here... I'm going to attack with the Omnivore. We need to threaten their life total, even though we might win by milling. But we get some of our life back here, and we have 2 blocks, so I like this. 3 lands. I guess that's an okay mill, but I wanted some creatures for the soul salvage. And if they helm up their Acolyte, that just helps our whole milling strategy quite nicely. So they can't even really put the helm on the Windgrace. That's fine. We've got a soul salvage. We can get it back. And yeah, we'll make this trade. Could gain 2 life, but I'd rather just trade for the sap. Hey, look at what we got. Coming up us, one way or another. And we attack with the Omnivore. They come in. We go to 4, which is no really different with the real threat being a 3-power flyer. And I continue to want to threaten their life total. Oops. No. That's not what I was trying to do. But we're not really going to win that way, are we? I actually think what we're probably going to do is sack the Journey Mage to the Omnivore so we can get it back with Soul Salvage to bounce the Acolyte again. So yeah, I think we're on Mill Them Out is our only realistic win, funnily enough. So... Oh, and they found the land, so they even get to send in with 1 hasty here. But it does self-mill. They're down to 6. We're in the trouble. Let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we get 7, we soul salvage. We would need a wizard, so I think we just can't even do it with the Journey Mage plan. What could we draw? If we got divination into... I think we're dead. I think they got there. But we did what we could. I think I'm going to go ahead and sack the Journey Mage just in case that proves to be somehow how we do it. Yeah, I don't see a way. Kicked Blink into Vicious would be the only thing, you're right. But we used our 2 blinks already is the problem. I guess it's our only hope, right? So we'll play out Karn.
Our actions determine the course of history.
Maybe I need to make a blocker. Yeah, I'll do this. Just again, maybe they'll screw up. Unlikely, but here we go. It's not. We're dead. We're dead. But we got this far. I'll just make him do it. Maybe they'll misclick. But look, my plan came close to working. There are 2 cards left, so you know. I think we had the right play. We just were 1 turn late. Well, this is fine against control, but pretty bad against aggro. Very bad against aggro. We're on the draw, though. We have both our colors in a dark bargain. This is very close. It's so oppo dependent. If I keep this and we get mowed over by Boros, that's my own problem. That's our own choice. But I am going to keep. I don't think it's the worst card. No, Omnivore is just generally good. This is a pretty narrow keep, though. It's fine if they're playing grindy control. It's bad if they're playing aggro. And mostly people are playing grindy control, so we'll see. Okay, Vicious Offering, pretty perfect. This is what gives us a cushion against something fast up front. Llanowar Scout's kind of a bad card. I've run it, but I try not to. Just doesn't do much. I'm going to go ahead and bolt the bird here, too. If they do have something going with the scout acceleration, let's not let them get it out there even faster. And our hand is well set up if we can just get to it, so let's get to it. All right, no land in our draws yet. We need one land now. One land, ideally an island. Ideally a basic land, so we can play something, but I'll even take a tap land. I just want to land. All right, Oppo ramping to nowhere currently, but obviously when Oppo does something like this, at any point they could find something monstrous and just destroy us. All right, well, Divination looking for our land. Found it, and that's why Divination is better than 5 mana draw 3 right there. And Thorn Elemental is just the kind of big payoff we were worried about, but fortunately we found Eviscerate, and we'll just Eviscerate. Let's not waste time here. Confessor, sure, let's just bounce it, and then we'll be able to play a creature next turn to double. Maybe even play Karn. Another offering. I like just Omnivore here. Lets us trade a Journey Mage for a Confessor and blanks everything else. Because if they attack with the Confessor, we can double block, and if they put the Omnivore first, we just sack the Journey Mage, and then the Omnivore lives. I don't know why they didn't wait, but it almost doesn't matter. Like I said, life total doesn't matter with these cards. Yeah, none of these cards are ones that I want to be playing in this format. I like the Thorn Elemental as a solid ramp target. I like Grow from the Ashes a lot. Llanowar Elves, okay, but I try not to play these three. If they had a pump spell, that's pretty good, but we're still in a decent spot. And they would have to just draw it, like... It would have been a top deck if they'd had pump. No value for our Skin Witch, can you believe it? But we do have Vicious Offering with a second Omnivore if we want that. What are we worried about here? As long as we play a creature, the Mammoth Spider is no big deal. Yeah, I think Karn. I think you're right on that Karn is the way to go here. Can even go Karn minus, and they can't really attack Spider into the Omnivore with a 1/1 we can sack out. But with Vicious Offering, we're pretty secure. So we can just offer on the spider and eat it. So I'm going to go ahead and look to draw here.
A curious choice.
So we get a land and a conjecture. Conjecture will be good. Yeah, hard to lose from here. Somewhat of an early scoop from Oppo, depending on what else they have in their library, but we'll take it. We will take it. I'm getting a little peckish, 12:30 here, my time. I'm going to take a short break to get a beverage and a snack so that I can power through some more games without going on hunger strike. Hold on. Be right back. Not great, but we get an Arcanist on 2 that helps cast a kicked blink of an eye. So with any land, we have a blink ready. That should give us time to find a swamp to turn on the whole hand. Don't want to make this trade. But that is obviously rough. Come on, deck. You're supposed to give us 1 land before turn 3. Of course, we only got 2 draws, so actually not super unlikely to not find your land in that spot. But we can't really block this again. This is rough, but we got to take it. As if to mock me, now we might have to do a no-value blink to just not go down low. Not sure. Maybe we just go to 11. Let's see what they do here. Given that there's 40% land in my deck, I don't know how it can be 36% of not drawing. Yeah, maybe that's correct for not drawing. I didn't see the not first. Okay, are we more likely to win by burning a blink to throw that Overseer back, or by holding out for blink with a bounce next turn? If we draw a swamp, let's say we draw a swamp, we get our perfect draw, then what? Then I think to survive, if we draw the perfect cards, we still want this thing off the board. They may have counters, so I'm gonna blink before blocking so that we can just see if this resolves before we decide what we need to do. I think I like Karn, make him panic a little here. We have a blocker. If we plus Karn, even if they remove the Arcanist, I think Karn lives.
I advise that you yield.
And we're in a spot where, hey, if you give us a land, I'm cool with that too. I certainly agree that, at least in America, there's huge problems with our approach to educating our children. The one-size-fits-all model with no great ways to hold teachers accountable. No great way to find and reward the great teachers and get rid of the bad ones is basically what I'm saying. Surprised if they thought killing Karn was important.
Please stop.
I'm surprised they didn't just burn it right away. Now, if we minus, we get a Omnivore that we could play. But I think we plus and hope they give us land. Could also make a 1/1 that technically blocks the Overseer. Maybe that would be a good play, but I want to find a land. There we go. Ha! You got to give us a land. Excellent. That means we can bounce the Overseer. Although we keep doing that, we're going to be in a spot where they just eventually can kick it if we bounce it too much. We can just eviscerate the Overseer here. They do have one lightning in the yard. They also have 4 cards and 4 mana, so I'm wondering if we even get away with it if we try it. Maybe what we do is just try to Vicious Offering the Overseer on their turn, and then if they have something, at least they've used counterspells on their turn, and we don't have to discard currently. And we have a Dark Bargain that we can always fall back on too. So I'm just going to end the turn here and be prepared to offer or bargain. I should have offered. This is a little mistake. I'm going to pass to blockers at least, because in case if they have the pump spell, all right, they probably don't have the pump spell, or they would have used it to try and finish them off. But also, they probably expect that we have something here with 7 cards and 5 mana. So, but the reason I should have done it before attacks is now they could have +3/+3 and trample. And if so, I just have to accept my own mistake. I got to try and save Karn this significant damage here, but I really should have done this Vicious Offering before attacks so that they had no opportunity to do the +3/+3 on an attacker. So, crossing our fingers that I don't get punished for this suboptimal sequencing. Okay, got lucky. Not punished.
Efforts are futile.
Ronus, but nothing to get with Ronus yet. We'll get Mirari's Conjecture back eventually. We now have 2 instants, no sorcery, but we could eviscerate in time for that. Although not on the second turn. So we're not going to do that. Let's go with... let's try Journey Mage, or let's go... I'm going to minus and be sure to get a land here. Funny, I don't think I've ever minused Karn looking for a land, but we're doing it today.
Nothing is ever truly lost.
And now what do we want to do? I'm still... What is all this mana? They didn't counter anything. They didn't really do anything. What's going on? Oh, they cast that at one point. I'm trying to understand what the situation is even here. And with Soul Salvage, I'm going to go with the Acolyte Might find some stuff to get with Rona or the soul salvage. Well, 3 land. Now we're pretty good on land, though, so I don't mind that triple mill. Yeah, you may be right, Kevin. I just was trying to hit my... Like, we didn't need it this turn, but I feel like we need to hit our land drops every turn to get where we want to be.
You are acting unwisely.
Dark bargain into Rona. Why do we want a dark bargain into Rona exactly? Just to have something to play. We can dark bargain into Death Bloom, but I think we should probably just Rona Death Bloom here. Yeah, we'll Karn first. Good call, but
How convenient. An excellent choice.
yeah, I know what you mean. But my point is you meant Rona as a 3-drop, not as Rona doing something particularly special. So we could do that, but I just like maybe just Death Bloom Rona. We'll just play them both. Sometimes Rona is just a Grey Ogre. And then we have decent defense. Even if they manage to kill one of these, we can keep Karn alive. Not kill, but we can still keep Karn alive.
My retribution will be swift.
Hey, Jim. Glad you made it live with us. Yes, this is our free-to-play account. We're only going up on Karn, so let's start there.
You may regret that choice.
Play the swamp they know about. Now, 7 mana. What can we do for 7? We can Journey Mage the Lava Runner, and that's actually okay. Then Time of Ice pins down the Journey Mage, and we get to recast that for some value. We'll do that. And we happen to have a Syncopate, should they get extra greedy. It's a Syncopate they know about, but we have a Syncopate. Oh, I forgot. Karn's done good work, though. Hard to complain about that. And if we get Rona back at some point with our Soul Salvage, we can just recast Karn anyway. One, two, three, four. We have 8. Let's just Snapper. Nice hexproof body against their ground forces. Ah! Knocked over my cup of snacks, almost scooped the game. Shut up, I'm a pro. Alright, what are they getting back with this? Wizard's Lightning or Shivan Fire? Doesn't even do that much. Kind of like not bothering giving them the Journey Mage. We can just keep Syncopate and Dark Bargain up here. Gotta watch our own library. We're only at 11 cards. So maybe we don't want a Dark Bargain. We're gonna have to start plowing through here. Now I kind of wish I'd eviscerated. Hopefully they try something that we can syncopate. Would love to be able to get a syncopate off here, but we're gonna need to go into eviscerate, conjecture, and then on chapter 3 conjecture turn, just have an insane double value turn where we kind of get lethal. But this is not easy. And great. Yeah, I'm happy to syncopate that. Gotta do something. Yeah, it's funny, we have all this card draw, but now I'm nervous about decking, so I kind of don't even want to use these two. We got to figure out how to get there other ways, and that's going to be this turn, Eviscerate plus Journey Mage for a big attack. We're going to Eviscerate the... Oh, can we... I thought we were at 9. We're only at 8? Darn it. None of these is a wizard? Boo. I guess we can go Scholar Journey Mage. That gives us a pretty reasonable, you know, that gets us going on board. Man, I think we have to eviscerate, though. Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to bounce ETB ones, and I want to kill the ETB one, and bouncing the Lava Runner doesn't do much. All right, I'm going to eviscerate Overseer. Swing, and then just drop Scholar. That's fine too. Scholar's a wizard, so we do get a 4-mana bounce spell next turn that we can combine with, if we draw a land, with Conjecture. That would be really nice. Or with the blink of an eye, we can just Conjecture and bounce, if that's the right play. Man, how many is that? All the Chroniclers. Yeah, that's fine. Actually, here, now I kind of want to go... We can't get the cheap bounce again. I'm going to attack and see if they want to chump the Snapper. It's a bit of a risky attack because, you know, we're getting low on life, but... Again, we gotta force some damage here. Either damage or creature chump. And I like Cloud Reader. Cloud Reader Soul Salvage here is going to be my play. Caligo really not doing much for us here, although we could combine it with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can't really Journey Mage and Skin Witch or whatever, so we're going to put both of these down low. And Soul Salvage, whatever looks good. I guess Rona and Windgrace is rough on our library size, but might help us get the win. What are we at? 9 cards? Ooh. Playing it tight, but I'm going to go with the Windgrace because it's evasive. No! Oh, stop having tools to get us. That ain't fair, Oppo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you kidding me? Can I be a little salty about Oppo just perfect drawing me there? We're still going to win, though. I won't be salty because we're going to find a line to win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go to 3. If we go to 3, we avoid death because we get some life back. Yeah, I think we just go to 3. There's no need to chump with the Saproling here. Although we do set up possible death, you know, from like a Wizard's Lightning by going to 3. I think we have to go to 3 though. We got some play here. But I think it involves Conjecture on bounce. This is where I need more hourglasses. We have Ronus that can get Karn. We have Blink. Oh, we have Vicious Offering we can get also. Maybe we just need a Vicious Offering. Blink is overthinking. Yeah, let's go get Vicious Offering with Mirari. And then do we have anything else we can do with our mana? Not really. So maybe that's not the best. But we survive. We could also go Windgrace, gain some life, Ronus. Yeah, I'm going to do Windgrace first. And we can Disciple Ronus or Dark Bargain. Yeah, I guess we Disciple, we Ronus Karn then. Or is it this turn? No, we can just cast. Okay. Maybe we don't want to do that. Karn goes away forever in that case. And we're at 5 cards in library. All right, this is tough. We'll take the action, though. We can throw Ronus on one of these 1/3s and it will live. Crazy good for them. Like, crazy good. Are we just dead? Wow, they didn't... They should have used it and moved it. That gives us a chance. So you saying there's a chance. We're still probably dead, which is unfortunate. I guess we need to get something that... yeah, no, we still have a chance here, right? Blinking is interesting. Not finding a good line here. That's an interesting line. Karn going and fetching an omnivore. Karn is for Conjecture 5. No, I don't like that either. I think we really need to get something back with Conjecture here. I'm going to do this. And then, yeah, I guess we get Blink. Can I and do I attack with Acolyte? Yeah, Karn can only get stuff he's exiled, but he exiled others. He gets stuff with Karn counters, so it's not doesn't have to be him. It has to be any Karn, any instance of that Karn. This is hard because if I attack, they go to 9. We go to 4. They untap. We go to I think I say no attacks. This is it's too much for me. Honestly, this is where Magic breaks my brain. I'm sure I'm doing this wrong. I don't have a good line in my head right now, and I'm feeling it. I don't think... Yeah, now we're screwed because... Well, they still win. We can't win. We're just super dead. We'll make them do it, though. They might not... Or actually, I guess we need to... let's see, what else is left in the deck? There is another Blink, so here's how we don't die here. We... oh, no, we needed extra... If we had more blue mana, we had the chance, because we could Blink into a Blink. But we're done for. They just replay, re-equip, and win. We tried. Man, I don't know. This is classically one of those games where I feel like maybe Ben Stark finds a win that I didn't there. Or maybe one of you all did. But my brain started breaking and I could not find a line. I probably should have at least swung with the Acolyte, realizing that even though I didn't have my plan figured out, that I really didn't have a chance to win without attacking. Like, I needed to be attacking in the air to have a chance, so I could have at least done that. I think that was a tough one to try and win, but I also think a better player would have come up with some additional lines and navigated that a little more expertly than me. We're going to paint that. Happy to take whatever we can get. Question is, do we Rona on 3? I'm going to say no, because we have Karn. Rona can recast Karn and can recast Conjecture. So let's and we stop the pressure with the counterspell. So we can go shields down here, let him have a turn. All right, didn't even cost us.
I have faced worse than the likes of you. Good choice.
Yeah, sometimes no choices.
Are you certain of your
We'll just keep plussing Karn here. Playing a land every turn, no doubt. That's what Karn does. They're green-red. We have a nice safe blink on the Kavu. Maybe they'll be silly and go for something on the Kavu and we'll get extra value, but I'm fine with just blinking it here. With Karn at 7, it was definitely possible that they might try pumping it to take Karn out. Snapper is usually a pretty good defender, but I guess not against a 5/5. Vigilance Trample. Trample means we can't just throw down a 1/1 artifact token and have that be enough. That makes me want to plus Karn again, just get him to 8 and maybe just take 3 on Karn this turn.
How convenient. An excellent choice.
I think I'll Skin Witch, kick, and then chump. Absorb some of the trample damage. Yeah, Ember B has the same line. Well, that's a scary discard given their land available, so we'll see what they've decided to keep here. I think we're in a decent spot because Karn is drawing us an extra card, even if it's a land, as they continue to try and find a way to beat Karn down. And if Karn eventually dies, we Rona him back and even have all this stuff immediately available to us. And we can also, another thing we could do is let Karn get a hit for 5. -2 or -1 to bring back the Vicious Offering out of exile and sack the Witch to -5 the Kavu. I'm going to go for that because even if they have like pump here or do something to take out Karn, we have the Rona backup plan. I keep saying Ronus like it's the green legend from Amonkhet. Rona. Sorry, Rona. Yeah, I'll change scene. Yeah, I like that play here. Let's go get us a
Your patience is rewarded.
Vicious Offering. And we want to block the non-trampler and offer the trampler, unless they just send Grun, in which case we offer Grun in response. So we need 2 mana. Do we need anything else besides the 2 mana? If we can divinate, but then we're discarding. Just trying to figure out if we're playing Swamp or Memorial, and I think we can play Memorial here. Oh, and we're still discarding. Well, we'll just discard a land. We could play... No, I'm just going to discard a land. That's fine. Yeah, exactly. We're going to offer on their turn post-attacks, one way or another. Interesting, interesting. Kind of feel like Grun is the bigger problem. So even though I said my plan was to block, to chump the non-trample to then take out the trample, I actually like letting Karn go here and taking out Grun. Because we can get Karn back with Rona. And Grun is the tougher thing. Yeah, we can conjecture back to the offering too, but I'm talking about right now. I guess if we can conjecture it back, maybe we don't need to do that. Now that's a reasonable point. We do need another throwaway body for it, though. That's interesting. All right, I'll go with David's... I'll go with my original plan under David's logic. That we can go ahead and do this, keep Karn alive. Or try to. This might go horribly wrong depending on their final 3 cards, of course. Look, I'm a klutz, okay? Shut up. I can't believe Rocket isn't here taking advantage of this bounty on the ground. Well, some of the snacks, most of the snacks landed on the desk. I can still eat those. Rocket has food allergies, so I actually went down to pick up the food because I don't want him finding that later and having an allergic reaction. Yeah, Well, I don't know what their last card is, but let's take 10 and get rid of it. And then next turn... Well, Robert, it depends. This is where I started, but in a new format, Robert, when I try to say, here's what Cold Water Snapper does, this is what happens. check out that awesome rules text on Cold Water Snapper. So, as with a lot of things, Robert, it depends on the context of what's actually better. Now, yeah, I'll do this and we'll just chump with the witch. Let's do that. Yeah, I like this. Let's get that last card. All right, 9 mana total. You go 3, 7 gets... No, we need this. Really too bad that we can't do a better 2 spell this turn. But we get divination first and then conjecture. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we take 10 and we get him next time. Yeah, Rona, minusing to chump. That's interesting. Yeah, let me think about that one. That might be the right way to go. Does give us a chump. Puts Karn back out. Okay, that's a good line. Let's go with that one.
Until you have lived as a statue, do not talk to me of pigeons. Ah, say hello to my little friend.
Also, this allows us, assuming they can't kill Karn here, they may use Candle on Rona, and then we have to chump with the token, but then we can -2 Karn again, conjecture, get back the Vicious Offering, and offer away the Grun.
Evil cannot withstand a righteous army.
Yeah. And I'm also not going to mess around with them tapped out. We're doing it right now. I mean, they have mountains, they could have haste or whatever, but I'm not messing around. Kill that Grun. Grun with trample would need to be rare. Like, that would be an oppressively good card. Oh man, I didn't have a sorcery for the return, but we'll double divination on the chapter 3 at least. Four, 5. We got 10 total. Let's go Snapper Omnivore here. That can't be what they wanted to find with their impulse. I think that probably means we're good here. Let's see. Soul Salvage, if we got that back, could get us 1, 2, 3 things back. And then we could kick the witch. We can't lose if we do that. All right, I'm doing that.
What was lost is now returned.
Now, they only had 2 lands, but that's the thing. It locked things up to do that. I think with a... Oh, we can't make an O2. I just went for damage there. And then we can go Death Bloom and win on this attack. Indeed. All right, I said I was going to stop by now. We're at 3-2. We're just on the verge. Whatever. I'll keep playing. Let's keep going. If I sign off, I have to do adulting, so I'm going to hide with you guys here. Sorry, Snack is gone, so I won't accidentally mute anymore. I was saying to Brenhill, I didn't realize Brenhill was saying they were our opponent. I thought they were saying good game as we attacked Oppo, not that they were Oppo, so GG. Yeah, I thought you were offering up a GG on Team Going Optimal's behalf to Oppo, not that you were Oppo. No, I think didn't Real Zug do a failed emote thing? I love it when people whenever there's weird garbage written on screen a bunch of times in a row and there's a capital letter in it, I assume that someone has mistyped an emote. Well, I never liked the scout. It never seems to do much. Maybe it'll do something for Oppo here. Doesn't look like it, and this is what I mean. Like, unless you're, well, maybe they still might put a land into play. It just ends up seeming difficult. Ends up seeming difficult to ever put that many lands into play with Land War Scout. So it really operates like a 1/3 for 2, which just isn't quite good enough. But maybe we'll see. Maybe they'll. I have not seen somebody put a land in play with Land War Scout in so long. It would actually be kind of nice. I could accept Scout as an unfortunate. I guess we're playing this in the context of. Oh, I forgot I was going to have to mulligan. Let's see. Do you want to mulligan something for, or not mulligan, discard? I'm not unhappy about doing it though. I'd rather have the choice. Do we need to pitch a land here though? Or the snapper. I feel like we should keep the land, but maybe we can. It's just we have 2 6s effectively. Oh, we don't have a swamp yet, so we need another swamp. I'm going to be greedy and discard a land. Maybe I'll regret that. Well, I'm regretting not having the mana for a snapper now, that's for sure. So maybe I should have kept it. Now I'm looking in trouble, although I didn't know they had a hexproof. I thought we were well set up to handle anything Oppo could do, so I thought we didn't need the land. Now we're kind of desperate for land. I'm going to run out no value Rona here, sad as it is. I think Lantern War Scout's pretty bad. I don't think it's good. Well, if we get land, we're fine. If we get land, we get to eviscerate the Allosaurus and then drop a Coldwater Snapper of our own to halt the assault from that one. That is not land. So I guess we'll still eviscerate the Allosaurus, though. Thank you for the sub, Bren Hill. Appreciate that. Well, I mean, I got greedy. There's no question about it with this island in the graveyard, but was not expecting the double snapper either. I don't even know if there is going to be one, D. I have to figure out what my real plan is there. We'll prevent some damage here. But now I think we're dead because we can't even get our own snapper out next turn. Yeah. I respect the snapper and the sapperlings, but don't love the scout. It was enough, though. Territorial Allosaurus doesn't hurt. That thing's always a 2-for-1 if you can get to 7. But we're done. Yeah, this is a sad way to end this draft. I think while this is not an incredible example of what Dimir can be in this format, it was a solid one. And so to only go 3-3 with this is disappointing to me. I think this was, if I didn't par pull it, but I would have called this one about a 5, you know, like a 4.5. Like if I'd made it to 5, I would have been happy. And even at 4, I would have been a little disappointed. And at 3, I'm very disappointed because it's exactly what I want to be doing in the format. I thought it was a great example of the archetype. It had the early defenses it needed to make it to the late game, and then had the value engines to take over there. But we ran into some rough mana and some good decks, and et cetera, et cetera. So there you go. Did we almost have too much card draw? Not really. I don't think so, because we had a lot of removal. If we were really light on removal, David, then card drawing into nothing just doesn't help. But if you have a lot of removal, it's exactly kind of what you want to do. Then you just win that attrition war. Card draw and removal is like chocolate and peanut butter. Box list, Dionysus. Box list. I keep telling you. Box list. It's a list of boxes. Swordsman asks, will there be a Theros preview streamer event next week like the last few releases? Ask Wizards. I don't know. Yes, they can't, like, I don't know. Wizards, help me out here. What am I supposed, is it just, can I just tell people? I don't know. I don't know what they want from me, but a week out, I've certainly got to be able to tell people, right? It's like, yeah, they're doing a preview stream. So And I've been invited. I will be doing it. If I've offended WotC by saying something I wasn't supposed to, well then please give us better instructions on how to communicate ahead of time about this event. Yeah, it'll be sealed, and we're going to do our usual and just jam as many seals as we can get. We're not going to stress too much about deck building. We're just going to pound sealeds all day long. All right. We're going to farewell here. I'll start saying my farewells. I'm looking for Popeye. Where? Oh, there's Popeye. Dionysus would like to trade Popeye for Link. So there's Popeye. And I would like to thank all of you for hanging out with me. And thank you hanging out on YouTube, too. We'll catch you in the next draft. Bye. Yeah, only 3 wins. Boo. All right, so it goes. Who are we rating? That is the question now. Let's go with, if Jamie's drafting Dominaria, I'll send you to Jamie. If not, we'll see what Autumn Lily is up to. Jamie is drafting, not Dominaria, but she's drafting, so we'll send you there. And looks like Dionysus trying to spend all his points. Oh, I don't have it on Soapbox. I got to go to this view. Thank you so much for hanging out. Have a great rest of your day. And hopefully see a bunch of you tomorrow for some more Dominaria drafting. I'm just going to Dominaria all week here while it's on. And hope to get back to the 7-win category of things. Say hi to Jamie. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.